everybody, it's me, Miss You, and we're going to be working on the advanced modeling on the first one. And we're going to start off by doing the overall shape, and I'm going to be flipping in between my screens. So I'm going to try my best to do it with the knowledge you guys have. So we're going to start off with our front view, and I'm going to select front view. I'm going to go sketch. And of course, you want to make sure you're in millimeters. You want to go to the 3 bars and select millimeters. I already did that. And then I'm going to go to line view. So I have line. I'm going to start doing a general outline of what everything should look like. I'm going to try my best to line up the 2 edges with the dotted lines, and now I'm going to close my shape. Once I close the shape, we're going to start dimensioning it, and I'm going to go to dimensioning, and the 2 bottom pieces are 20. The top part is, of course, 40. That's just reading the drawing. The bottom part is 160, and this looks about right. The from top to bottom height is, I think it said 80. So I'm going to go from top to bottom. I'm going to go 80. And the last thing we have to do is we want to get the angle between the 2 sides. And it says it's 45 degrees, but I don't have a line across here to angle it off of. So I'm going to angle it off of here and there. And so I'm just going to go to the drawing. This is 45 degrees, and we're just going to add 90 in the corner. So that's how I'm going to overcome that obstacle. To dimension an angle, we did it a long time ago. You're going to select 2 edges. So I have one edge and then the other edge, and it gave me an angle of 155 for me, but I'm going to switch it to 45 plus 90. Okay, and that becomes 135, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to do this one and that one, and it already has it at 135. Okay, and so that looks about right, or I think there are no more overall dimensions that I'm missing. Okay, so I'm now going to go check, and I'm going to do an overall extrude. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to go extrude, and the overall extrusion that I'm doing is going to be 70. Okay, I'm going to go check, and now I'm going to go isometric view. Done. Okay. Once I have my overall dimensions, I think I'm going to do the little arc on the bottom, and before I do any other extrusion. So I'm going to go to the front view, and I'm going to, of course, select it, and I'm going to go sketch, and I'm going to go to where it says arcs, and I'm going to select the center point arc. There's a little arrow in the corner. You're going to do center point arcs because I'm going to start my arc in the center. Okay, so I'm going to go right along the center of my sketch until a square shows up. There it is. Then I'm in the center. I'm going to continue along the center and click my next point, and then my last point, and my arc is in the center of our shape, and the dimension that I have is going to be a radius of 20. Okay. There I am. And just to double check that it's in the center, the position the, from the center to the edge, oops, wait, from the center point to the edge. Oh, I guess it doesn't measure it. A dimension cannot be created between these items. Okay, I was going to measure it to show you that it was 80, but we can't. All right, so my arc is done, and I'm also going, yeah, I think my arc is done. I'm going to go check, and I'm going to extrude it. I'm going to go remove, and instead of blind, I'm going to select the little arrow, the pull down menu, and I'm going to go through all, and I'm going to go check. Okay. So just to show you what it looks like, this is what I have so far. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the front, and I'm going to do a sketch, and I'm going to extrude out the middle part. Okay, I'm going to go sketch, and now I'm going to draw a line across the top. Here's one. I'm going to go up, around, down. You notice I'm trying my best to line up the dots with all the sides. There we go. It lined up, so that's nice. And now I'm going to dimension it. And this is 50. This is 60. And by elimination, this should be 50, and it's 50. Okay, and if I select it, it should be light gray. Okay, that shows that I could not dimension it. It's a result of dimensioning the other items. The next thing we need to do is the this part over here, and I have that it is 20. Is that right? Yeah. Actually, that's 20. No, that's 10. It's 30. Take away 20, and that's 10. And here I go, 10. Okay. And it looks like it is fully dimensioned. Let's look at it isometrically. Here it is. I could exit the sketch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this area, and I'm going to extrude it 50. I'm going to extrude it 50 because I'm going to look, this is 70 and that's 20. So I'm going to extrude it for this amount because I want to keep that back wall. Okay. So I'm going to go to extrude. I'm going to go to remove, and I'm going to change the number to 50. And I'm going to go check. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. We still have to do that top area. I'm going to go to the front view again. And do you see how this cuts out? Over here, it's a cutout. So I'm going to actually cut it out of my drawing, and then I'm going to sketch on top of it. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go corner circle to corner. So I'm going to select the space. I'm going to go sketch, and I'm going to go to corner to corner. I'm going to go from one end to the other. Okay. And the length is 40. So I'm going to dimension it. This should be 40. Okay. And it's important that you start your corner at the vertex, and it has to recognize that you're right at the corner. And then the other piece is also 20, or is 20. I'm going to go 20. And my sketch is done. And I'm going to just extrude it sketch, whoops, not revolves. I want to do extrude. Let me exit out of that. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to go extrude. I'm going to go remove. And instead of blind, I'm going to go through all. I'm going to go check. So here I am. This is what my sketch looks like so far. Hopefully yours looks similar. The next step, I'm going to go to the top view and I'm going to select this area. Okay, what we just cut out, and I'm going to go sketch, and I'm going to do line draw, and I am going to start my line draw in one corner. I'm going to go to the next corner, and I'm going to just continue. Okay. Now I'm going to get out of line draw. I'm going to move my cursor to the other corner, and I'm just creating the outline. So I would like it, there you go. I'm creating the outline, and once I create the outline, I'm going to, after I have two endpoints, I'm going to go to the arc, and I'm going to go to tangent arc. That means it's going to create, I just have to do the two endpoints, and it's going to figure out the center. So I'm at tangent arc, and I'm going to go the two endpoints, okay? And my sketch is done, but I do have to dimension it. So I'm going to go check, and to dimension it, the center point to the edge is 40, and that's done on the right view. And I'm going to show it to you here. From the center point to the edge is 40. So let's go back and let's dimension that. Center point to the edge is 40. And I have to also dimension the radius of the outside circle, which is 20. Okay. And I'm also going to, it looks pretty good. Let's just double check this dimension across here. Yeah, it's 40. That's what I wanted. And we are, and it should, and we are in good shape. Okay, because it's already dimensioned when I drew it. And the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go check for my drawing. I'm going to go look at it, isometric. I'm going to select the whole thing, this part. Oops, let's take a look and let me go to the top view again. I want this part and that part, and I'm going to extrude it. And it gets extruded 20 millimeters. Okay, and let's take a look to make sure it's done correctly. Yeah, and it is. Okay, the next step that I'm going to do, of course, is to draw a hole. We're going to take the top view. I'm going to sketch. So we're now on sketch. I'm on sketch 7. Okay. I'm going to do a circle, a center point circle, and just do it anywhere on the drawing. The center point, so now we're going to dimension it, and I just want to, the center point from here to here is 40. And the center point from here to the outer edge should be 20. We just centered the circle in the middle, and the last thing we have to do is select what the diameter is, and of course the diameter is 20. Okay. The sketch is done. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to select extrude, and it's a depth of 20, and remove, and check. So our part is almost done. What I have left is the edges, which of course I need to fillet. So I'm going to select one edge. I'm going to select the other edge. I'm going to fillet, and I'm going to fillet 18, and it already is 18. And I'm going to go check, and my part is done, and what's left for you guys to do is the multi-view. And this is more advanced than what we've been doing. Hopefully you understand it and you could keep track. All right, have a good rest of the day.